Welcome to my presentation about my project called Cyber Canvas, combining AI and human creativity in a virtual art gallery. I'll be going over my experience with creating this virtual art gallery, its concept, and AI creativity and limitations. Introducing the project. I want to find out in what ways we can collaborate with AI to make online interactive experiences and how this influences human creativity. I also want to find out how accurate artificial intelligence can depict major human events with generative imagery. Uh, I thought about the sectors that could benefit the most from AI and thought of artists. In this project, I use DALL-E 3 to generate images. This is an AI that generates images inside of ChatGPT. And when creating the art gallery, I used Construct 3. The role of AI in art and my inspiration. I was generally inspired by the potential of AI, generally speaking. In this project, I used collaborative intelligence, which is when AI and humans work together to create something. I'll be going over the benefits of AI in art and also the disadvantages, also the power of generative images, its benefits and its disadvantages as well. I was inspired by VR virtual art galleries, but I wanted to create something in a medium more accessible to people as VR technology are fairly new and not a lot of people has VR headsets. Project concept. In this project, I act as the project manager and DALI 3 acts as the artist. I believe that potentially in the future the roles will be reversed, whereas artists can simply send in their artworks and AI will generate a fitting art gallery for them to display their artworks, which will make which will make them more accessible, generally speaking. In this project, though, I use generative images to portray some of the most influential events in human history. And I also let ChatGPT decide what these events are and also designing the events connected to each of the artwork. So each of the artwork are interactive, so it differs from a physical art gallery. So each of the artworks are interactive either by having another artwork connected to them with similar events or by using audio to extend information, use humor, or generally to just add to the viewing experience. For example, in World War One and Two, that's two images generated in my project. You have war noises in the background to make more authentic viewing experience. I also use slow text input to force the viewer to actually experience the artwork. This is intentional, so they actually spend time on each of the artwork to actually take in all the information presented to them. Mythology. This is not a technological complex project, but it uses a lot of layers to create a 3D feeling of the project. So I'm only using 3 photos to create a room essentially. So I had to create a grid or a layout to how the room would look um, by piecing these pictures together. All of the layers has individual buttons and artworks that has to work together to create this room and this viewing experience. As a lot of the photos use, a lot of the layers use the same pictures and similar layout, it uses repeating code. Some of them, the most complex thing that I created was actually the side view, which really adds to the 3D experience. I had to use Photoshop to edit the photos into the frames. when creating this, and this really adds to the viewing experience. AI creativity. Like you can see in the figure presented, sometimes it can be overly creative. When creating the prompts, I told ChatGPT that I wanted it to be historically accurate, but also to represent the time of the project presented. Like you can see in the photo, it went a little overboard with the creativity, and that can be an issue, like in my project. AI is good as it's combining and merging a large number of ideas to create even stronger ones. It has a lot of information to go off of and uses this to create good artworks, generally speaking. It creates a wide selection of concepts and creates more freedom in the development stage, so that they can further develop their ideas in a creating state. And also, sometimes the AI will misunderstand your idea, but this can potentially be positive as it can either change your idea or potentially create new ones. Limitations. So I encounter some issues with policy. For example, when you look at the COVID-19 photo, uh, it told me that it didn't align with their content policy. So I had to get creative and told him to create image for lockdown instead. I also had some other policy issues where, um, when creating artworks for wars that are fairly new or still happening, it wouldn't let me because of their policy. But creating images of older wars like World War One and Two, it had no issues doing this. Uh, it has also limitations when it comes to writing, where it misspells a lot and it uses weird characters. For example, when you see in the photo, it uses a five instead of an S, so it's kind of wrong. In other images, it also creates new characters entirely, and it just became nonsensical in somewhat way. Also, AI can mimic human nuances but not accurately portray them. If you look at the photo with Abraham Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln is very good depicted, but in the background you see eerie, all also kind of melted persons. It has major problems creating faces in photos where there's a lot of characters. It also had sometimes, very few, but sometimes issues creating figures. Like you look at the photos with the planes. One of the plane is a plane that's combined with like a train or something. But this was not a big issue. It's just something that happens sometimes. Findings and conclusion. AI is meant to be a complement to human creativity rather than a replacement. AI images has limitations such as historical accuracy and human nuances. There are various ways to collaborate with AI, like wide selection of mockups, offer more creativity in the development stage, or to further develop or create new ideas. So I believe that AI can potentially create a medium for casual or new artists to display their artwork in a professional manner, and for artists to make it more available worldwide. So I believe that if we reverse the role of this project, we can create something even better where artists can display their artwork easily. Yeah, this concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoy. Thanks.